Knees and toes.
The shoulders have to do with anything?
Because of what you did to my bold prediction. Yes, I'm taking this too far, but I don't care. We're
The
going.
noise is great for those who are audio only.
What's up, everyone, and welcome into the Buffalo Sports Collective. It is Friday, December 19th, 2025. As always, I am PK alongside my co-host Phil. Episode 397. I just realized that you're wearing the same zip-up hoodie that you do in our intro video. And you got a white shirt on in the back, but you got a different white shirt on this time. But if you want to check out that comparison, you can go
one of
to
one of my favorite hoodies. Wear it all the time. Love it.
Oh, we've noticed.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
You can check out our YouTube page for that if you want to do the comparison. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Buffalo Sports Collective, and on X and Blue Sky at Buffalo Sports Co. Don't forget to follow our channel wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at buffalosportscollective.com and look for the time breakdowns in the description of the show. We're going to be looking towards the past before looking towards the future here. Phil's article came out on Tuesday, buffalosportscollective.com. That's why we plug that beginning of every and end of each episode. Go give that a read. Great read. Very quick read, too, if you're a quick reader. It takes me a bit because I'm a slow reader. My power rankings came out on Thursday. NLL Pick'em. Little spoiler. All three of us, well, more than three because it's everybody's people's picks. I guess Phil, I, and people's picks.
There you go.
All picked the same teams this week, so it's going to be
boring.
Anticlimactic. We're going to the moon or down to, what is it, Davy Jones' locker? There we go. Coming up on Monday's episode, the long waited for, because everybody was complaining about our first team. We're doing it again, but this time it's the second team, all Bandits, because the Buffalo Bandits are on bye this week. So that's what's coming up. That's what you can look forward to.
And
but on today,
it's a draft.
It's a draft, guys. Yes, we're going to try to remember to say draft many times, even though people will still ignore that word for some reason. On today's episode, Bills versus Browns, what our thoughts are on the upcoming game. We're going to go over Jarmo's Kekalainen's. I'm never going to be able to say his GM's name right. He's probably not going to last long anyways, although Kevin Adams lasted 5.5 years. We're going to go over his press conference on the ups, the downs. Now that we've had a little bit more time to digest the Kevin Adams firing, it was very fresh when we recorded. I think I was angrier than... Maybe not angrier than I should have been. I was just more angry than probably most people were with that news because I just don't care and my soul's dead. And then week 4 in the NLL, and then we got some holiday games we're going to be playing. We played a couple last year because the Bandits had a bye right around the holiday season. They have another one right around the holiday season. We're going to have some fun with it. But kicking it off, Bills versus Browns in the primetime window on Sunday. Again, that means 1 o'clock for those that don't know. It's not a huge game to me because I fully expect Buffalo to win. The only scary part to me is Cleveland does have a very good defense. They have a very good defensive lineman named Myles Garrett, who could break the single season sack record here on Sunday. Hopefully to avoid that. We have seen Buffalo get exposed on the offensive line. We've seen Josh Allen get pummeled multiple times when a team has a good defensive line. So that is the only big question mark. I'm not afraid of Shadir Sanders, even though he's on your Dynasty Fantasy team. I'm not
He's
worried.
on the practice squad. Thank you very much.
That's fair. He's still on your team, though. But I'm not worried about Cleveland's offense. I think Judkins can expose them, but I do not think they have enough talent on that offense for Buffalo Bills defense to worry about him. My question to you is there anything that you're going to be looking for in particular in this game that would either help reinforce your thoughts on if this team can be a Super Bowl winning team, or are there anything that you're watching for that could affect your thoughts on them becoming it?
I mean, the Browns, I think, they're known to have a good defense, but I feel like they've been not as good down the stretch. The last 2 games, they've given up 31 points to the Titans, 31 points to the Bears, and just got crushed by the Bears 31-3. So I I feel like their defense was more elite early in the season. It's
Agreed.
fallen off a little bit. To me, I just want the same thing I've wanted all season, which is pretty much a clean game. Like, try to keep I mean, it's going to be tough, but try to keep the sacks to a minimum, the penalties to a minimum, the turnovers to zero. I don't necessarily care if it's low scoring. I kind of expect it to be a little bit more on the low scoring end, but just keep it clean. I don't need like 3 interceptions, 6 sacks. Like, I know the Browns have a talented defense that if they really dial it up can cause a lot of problems for the Bills, and I just want to see them play a very clean, good looking win. I don't think there's anything in this game that would really turn me one way or the other. I feel like the Bills don't often get up for these lesser teams very well. So even though they should go out there and try to dominate, I feel like it'll be close, low scoring because that's just kind of what they do. But like you said, I kind of just expect a victory, probably a little bit of a gross one. But yeah, I don't think there's anything in this game that could really move me one way or the other.
Yeah, the team's
Unless
currently
they lose, then.
Yeah, unless they lose. Team's currently on a 3-game winning streak. They've won 6 of the last 8, which is shocking compared to considering what we've said. But Josh Allen really hasn't thrown for 300 yards since Tampa Bay. He's got 253, 123, 251, 193, but he hasn't really needed it because Cook's kind of gone off 3 of the last 4 games. I agree. I don't really think there's anything that I can see that would move the needle towards me buying back into them being a Super Bowl contender. Again, we've run over the check marks how many times now on what they need to do to win a Super Bowl. This is just another game where I fully agree with you. They need to play a clean game of no interceptions, no turnovers, clean penalties, keep the defensive players off of Josh Allen, one in particular, and Myles Garrett. But yeah, I mean, good or bad, I do not see this team really moving the needle towards I bought back in, or it moves the needle towards I'm buying back in, unless they lose. I think this is all comes down to if they lose, then it's a completely different story. And I'm not writing off that they could lose. I mean,
Right.
They lost to Atlanta earlier in the season by 3. I'm sorry, by 10. They lost to New England earlier this season by 3. They've beat New Orleans only by 12 when it was really a closer game than that. I mean, Miami was a 10-point game. They lost to Miami by freaking 17 points earlier in the season. They have been known to drop embarrassing games. I would not be completely shocked if they do lose. I'm not expecting it. I'm not calling for it. But this is a game where if you do lose, there's going to be a lot of chatter. Like, you can't lose this one. It's not a must win because you are expected to win. It's just, I'm just happy that it's a 1:00 game and I can get it over with and move on with my day.
So before we move on from football, though, I want you to predict the Pittsburgh and Baltimore final rest of season, how they're going to do. So
I did pretty good with Pittsburgh last year, right?
I feel like you did, yes. I feel like you had them just tanking all the way
Yeah.
out, and I think they pretty much did. Ravens, we'll start with them. 3 games left. They are 7-7, looking outside the playoffs right now. They got the Patriots, Green Bay, and the Steelers. So first 2 games, Patriots, Green Bay. Do they win either? Not what we need them to do for the Bills. Do they win?
Patriots, they will win. Green Bay, they will lose.
We'll save the Steelers one for
Okay,
last.
I wasn't going to. I thought that's the way you were going.
And then the Steelers, they have the Lions, and then the Browns.
I think they. What is it again?
Lions and Browns.
They're going to lose to the Lions because Lions desperately need to win. And they're going to beat the Browns. So technically,
if they both were 1-1,
yeah,
in the next 2 games,
comes
and
down
then
to the
Baltimore's
final
just
week.
out, right? Because the Steelers already beat the Ravens.
It would come down to tiebreakers.
Yeah, I'd have to look at their division.
What's the division records?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was what it would come down to, and I'll buy more time as you're looking. But yeah, I think it would really. You're going to need Pittsburgh to lose probably both of those games, which I do not see them doing to Cleveland. I mean, it could happen. But it would. I would be very shocked if that were to happen.
The Steelers are currently 3-1. Ravens are currently 3-2 in the division.
Okay,
Because the Steelers need to beat the Browns.
Yeah.
So that'd be there. So they would be, if the Steelers beat the Browns, they'd be 4-1 headed into that last game with the Ravens at 3-2.
Okay, so yeah, it would come down to that final game, and then it would be a different tiebreaker. I don't know what that other tiebreaker would be. If you're listening to this, we're not exclusive Buffalo Bills show. That kind of sums it up right there. I would take Baltimore over Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh beat them earlier in the season a couple weeks ago, but I know Lamar Jackson's been playing terrible, but there's snow in Vermont. Derrick Henry always plays unbelievable in there. I do not trust Pittsburgh's weapons. Like Jalen Warren's still hurt. I know Kenny Gainwell has been catching a bunch of passes. They do not use DK Metcalf for some reason, even though they paid him a bunch of money. Aaron Rodgers is older than dirt, even though he played really well. I think he had a best completion percentage since like 2014 or something like that. I would give the edge to Baltimore even with all that stuff. But yeah, I in the end, depending on how tiebreakers work, which I don't know exactly how they work, I would probably lean Baltimore getting in over Pittsburgh. I know it's a long shot just based on where they are right now, but yeah, I would give the edge to Baltimore to make it.
And that last game is in Pittsburgh, so
yeah,
that'll be fun though. It's it's a really weird.
It's a bad division.
Fun. Pretty gross, but fun for them, I guess. Fun for them.
So we got Chargers versus Dallas. That is happening on Sunday. No, Saturday game. That's a Saturday game. Remember, there's Saturday games, people, for people in their semifinals. Jags versus Denver. That's a big one. I mean, you kind of are rooting for the Jags so Houston doesn't catch up to them and host a playoff game because you do not want to go back down to Houston and face them. And that would be a terrible and terrifying, if Buffalo stays at the 6 seed right now and Houston moves up to the 3 seed. Gross. Pittsburgh versus Detroit. We went over that one. Houston versus Las Vegas. I do not. Oh my God. If Geno Smith's back there, it's going to be a terrifying experience. I'm benching Genty because of that reason. I can't start Genty in the playoffs versus Houston. New England's versus Baltimore. We went over that. And Indy versus San Francisco. If San Francisco beats Indy and Phillip Rivers, I think Indy's pretty much wrapped up, right? Like it would be very tough for them to catch back up. There's some interesting games, and it's very interesting that there's 3 weeks left in the season, and the AFC is pretty much wrapped up besides one division. That's what's crazy to me.
If Houston wins, which they should, and Indy loses, which they might, I think that you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, it's an interesting wrap up, but guess what?
Just the teams alone are wild. Looking at it right now, just Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Buffalo, Houston. It's nice to see some parity finally in the NFL and not the same teams over and over and over, but pretty huge mix-up in one season for who might get into the playoffs of the AFC.
Yeah, and that's why not just us, and we've been saying it a bit, but most other people are saying if this is the season for the Bills to win, or come out of the AFC, I should say, it would be this season because what is the talent up there? It's just not there.
Toss-up.
So we'll go over that game, Bills versus Cleveland, how exciting that is, but how else the standings shake out this coming week. We'll go over that on the Monday show. We'll move over to the Sabres here. Phil, there's been no games. They're playing right now versus Philly, and I already guarantee that they're going to lose because they won 3 in a row. But
and you love their top line.
And I love their top line. Freaking Peyton Krebs is playing with Tage Thompson and Doan. It's unbelievable. But there's been a lot of smoke again and rumors around Lindy Ruff and his job security after Jarmo Kekalainen. I'm going to butcher it every time.
I think you're correct.
Maybe I'm correct. Who cares?
Jarmo K.
Jarmo K.
Just like Evan C.
When we first started recording remember it was a Monday recording, Tuesday release because I was going through it on Sunday with a headache. It was fresh. Like the news had just broken earlier that day that Kevin Adams finally got fired, and I was happy that it finally happened, but angry that it took this long, and I was wondering why it happened when it did. The timing made no sense, but that's what Terry Pagula does. Jarmo gets the job, and he has the press conference on Tuesday. after their episodes released. It was either Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday. No, it was Tuesday. Tuesday. I remember listening to it. It was Tuesday. I guess my thoughts on the press conference as a whole, and I've used this metaphor multiple times where I've been on the train tracks, I see the light, and it's just a train running me over multiple times. I'm going to wait and see. Now, I'm not going to fall in this trap again. I'm very interested to see what he does because from all accounts, what I've heard, he's a no-nonsense. What he says is what he feels type of GM. And that could be good or bad. Like, he could rub people the wrong way. People in Columbus said it got personal with a few players, whatever. But he comes off as a guy that is ready to make changes. Now, he claims he has final say over everything. We have heard that multiple times in the past that there is no restriction on I do not have a salary cap. I can go right to the salary cap ceiling. Like we've heard Kevin Adams say that he only wants players that want to be here, and the palm tree quote. And we've heard multiple people say many times that they've gotten all of the resources that they need to help this hockey department reach the goals that they want. And then day one of Kevin Adams, he had to fire 30 people. Like, remember that. It was in COVID where they fired 30 people right off the bat. That was his first job as GM. Now, looking back, I can put all this blame on Kevin Adams right at his feet. But in the end, he was a guy that was running the Harbor Center and got promoted to a GM role in the NHL, a job that he probably only got because he was the yes man to Terry Pegula. Like, that's the reason he got the job. Jarmo's a different kind of guy. I'm not going to say it, but I feel like he is a person that would not take this job unless he did get his final say. Like, he pretty much said, like, yeah, Terry's the owner. He can ask questions, but this is my team. That's pretty much what he said. Now, do I believe him? I want to believe him for my sanity, but we've been burned so many freaking times in these last 14 and a half years that I can't fully, and this is not his fault. He's only been here for a few months, but I can't. Maybe I'm a bit happier. Maybe if Terry Pegula really is fully hands off and he's finally learned, like it took him 14 years to learn, I got to keep my hands completely off. If they get this 3 goalie situation handled, because that was mentioned multiple times in the press conference, he called out the players multiple times, and it felt like he was also calling out the coaches because he said many times, how many times did this team get outworked on the ice just this season? Like, he said, yeah, talent only beats the other team when you also have the effort to do it. So to me, it's less about what he says now, because you can talk all day long, and he actually sounded like a real GM.
Talk but walk the walk.
Yeah, I want to see what he actually does now, because the moves to me will tell a bigger picture than just the words. Like, if Tage Thompson comes out on I know I've been hammering him, but he just skates like he doesn't care. If he comes out on Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday when their next 3 games, and one of those ones he doesn't put effort in, and he isn't called out by the GM or he's not sitting up in the press box, and don't give me this load of crap that you don't do that. This is a team that's been missing the playoffs for 14 years. You throw those rules out the window. I don't give a crap how much he's making or if he's one of the stars of the team. If he ain't working, put his butt in the press conference and have that camera pan to him every single second of every single game just to embarrass the crap out of him. Like, that's just one example. That goes to any player that's not skating hard. Like, it needs to be, I need to see action and actual improvement with this team before I'm ready to say I'm actually believing that there might be some change. Like, there's so much. I can't give them any hope right now. Like, none of my respect, nothing. I need to see some actual receipts on what they're doing that lets me want to buy back in. Not even buy back in, want to buy back in.
You said most of what I was going to say. The big thing that I've seen, and again, I 100% agree with you. It's wait and see. Time will tell. Like, you can say anything you want, but until it's shown, I don't really care. But I think the fact that he hasn't been here that long is huge. He does seem like a no-nonsense kind of guy. So he doesn't seem nearly as much of a pushover. So I feel like the underlying things that I would like to see from a current GM of the Buffalo Sabres is there with him. I feel like having the GM experience is good, being no nonsense is good, not being here very long to me is good. It seems like the things I want out of him, it seems like he might have, but then, like you said, it's going a step further, improving all of those things are actually true and not just another figurehead. But I mean, as far as Pagula goes, if he wants money back in his pocket from this organization, what you were just doing the last 14 years, but even just everything you were doing under Kevin Adams has had less and less and less attendance. So maybe change your mindset and give the new GM a chance to actually make this team successful and make them more profitable for yourself as well. But yeah, it's all going to be a wait and see kind of situation. But I can't imagine, like, it just doesn't seem what I don't know. Like as far as Lindy Ruff goes, like holding on to him right now, unless you just don't want to pick a new head coach, fine. If you think there's a way to salvage this season, he's got to go, in my opinion. He's not doing anything positive for this team currently. So, like, I feel like you have to make that move sooner than later if you think this season's still a way to win. And he clearly, at least he's saying he does. So, to me, if that's true, then Lindy Ruff has to go. And I hope if he does, they bring in someone who has experience and is also another just no nonsense kind of guy. Like I just need someone, even as an interim coach, he doesn't need to be long term. If it's just someone who's going to be here the rest of the season, I need someone who's actually like, I would almost rather have that where like, hey, no matter what you do, this is your team for this season, and we might let you go at the end of the year, but you have full reins. Be a jerk, like you just said, bench everybody, like get this team into shape, make them feel some pain, feel some hustle. Like I just need someone to come in here and whip this team into shape like they've never been whipped before, and actually just see something happen with this team. There's no accountability. They don't try enough for a team that is not making playoffs. It just doesn't make sense what they're doing, but hopefully he can make some changes. Like you said, the 3 goalie thing, like just I don't know, I don't know what you're doing there either. Who, in your opinion? So we'll assume Levi is the future of this team. I mean, we'll see, but we'll assume next year he's the guy. Who's your number 2 out of the 3 that are currently there that you'd actually like to see either back him up or be a 1A, whatever you want to call it? Like if you had to get rid of 2 of the 3 for the future next year, you're moving on from 2 of these guys. Who are you sticking around just to have as someone's backup?
I'll add 2 more things after this, after I answer your question. Honestly, can I pick none of the 3? I know it's probably going to be Lyon because he signed a 2-year deal. I know veteran. UPL is here for 4 more years, but you got to cut bait. Like he's had a 50-game good streak. That was it, and that's what earned him the contract. He's just not an NHL goalie.
And he's not your future, so gone.
Maybe another team will bite and want him. That's fine. Ship him off for anything. To fix this 3 goalie issue right now, cut Ellis. Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to ride Lyon until the wheels come off and then give him a break every 5-6 games and put UPL back there to maybe you can steal a point. But yeah, next year, I personally, to me, it would be Lyon. If I have to pick one of the 3, that would be who I would want to go for. Realistically, I think it's going to be UPL because they're not going to be able to move that contract. Hopefully, it's a new outside player person. That would be my deepest hope. For Lindy Ruff, I fully agree. He's like a lame duck coach right now. He's on the last year of his deal. He was brought in here to preach accountability and hold players accountable and all that kind of crap. And players were like, yeah, that's what we want. And even though they weren't actually what they want, he's not holding players accountable. We see the same crap on the ice multiple times. To me, honestly, Tortorella. Like,
exactly.
And it's not because I think he's a good coach. It's not because I think he's a savior.
That's not what
he's
going
to be able to come in here and just yell in these players' faces like, dude, this ain't acceptable. Like, people are paying money to come watch you play hockey. You're making millions of dollars. The least you can do for your 45-second shift is to work your butt off out there. You haven't earned a single thing in this NHL, like nothing. And Lindy Ruff is not holding these players accountable. He was hired to put butts in the seats. It worked for a little bit, and then that worn off when the team stunk again. Like that's what you got. He's a lame duck coach right now, and it's not working. And I was either he was told or he willingly kept the assistant coaches, which shouldn't have happened. They're the same ones under Ralph Kruger, the majority of these guys, which is pathetic. Like, I'm trying not to get angry, and I'm trying to keep.
It's too late.
But the last thing here, and the only other criticism I have of, and then we can move on. Jarmo's press conference. He was saying, like, he told the players, like, you can't be looking at these 14 years, like, you weren't responsible for it and all that kind of BS to parts of that. Tage Thompson has been here for a long time now. Peyton Krebs has been here for a decent amount of time. You go down the list. Alex Tuck has been here for a while. Jack Quinn's been here for a while. You look at the defense. Rasmus Dahlin's been here for a while. Power, Samuelson, UPL. Like, there is a good chunk of players on this team who has been here for a good chunk of those 14 years. So do not absolve them of this is not your streak. Sure, they might not be a part of it. To me, I would have more respect for these players and this GM and this coach if they went on the ice and said, yeah, that's our 14-year streak. Like, we're part of it. We didn't end it, so that's our streak going in. Were we responsible for all of it? No, but we're responsible for breaking that streak. I haven't heard one player to do that. It's all been like, that's in the past. We're not really focused on that. We got to focus on the here and now in this season.
They have to take accountability, which is
that's part of it. Yeah,
do.
They don't have accountability on this team. They never have. Maybe they'll get it, but my hopes are so low. But
yeah, Thompson played 65 games in 2018 and 2019. So that's when he kicked off. Yeah. That's like what, 8-ish years ago?
Yeah.
Like that's over half the drought that you've been a part of. So stop saying it's not you when you're half of it.
Yep. That's my point. That makes no sense. But I remember the season started and I was feeling good. I was like, man, these games are actually entertaining. That went down the dumper before Thanksgiving. New Year's, and I don't even care anymore. Like, it's not even, like, you look at the standings, and you can even say, sure, you know, they're how many points back of the wild card as I'm pulling it up now. They're 7 points back of the wild card, but they're dead last in the NHL right now. They have 1, maybe 2 games in hand over a couple of these teams. You need to go on a 7, 8, 9 game winning streak just to get back into it. And then you got to jump all these teams. Like, it's not the points out, it's how many teams you need to jump. And you can go on a 9 game winning streak and make up like 4 points. Like, that's how the NHL is right now. You can't win and get into the playoffs in October, November, December, but you sure as heck, and we've seen it many, many years now, out of these 14 years, you can sure as heck miss the playoffs by having a crappy season. They're 14, 14, and 4 through 32 games. Like, you're 9 games away from half your season over right now, and you're in dead last in the conference right now. It needs to pick up better right now, real fast, or literally everybody's job's online. Like he said, everybody's getting evaluated right now. I'm hoping that he's actually talking seriously, not just out of his butt right now. I'm hoping. I really am. But they got three games.
Straight Sabres rants?
They got 3 games. We'll be able to talk about 2 of them on the next show. But before we dive into the second half of our show, we're on good timing here for this. It's about where I was hoping we would be, which is the first time in a long time. We'll go over our sponsor of the show, Tap That Tap Room.
Tap That Tap Room's at 363 Delaware Street in Tonawanda, New York. Everyone knows that they are Buffalo's first women-owned self-poured bar featuring 30 consistently rotating taps offering a variety of ciders, beers, seltzers, sours, and malt beverages.
Phil went out of order on that one. That was
sure did.
That was a good one. We'll go over what they got coming up. 5 to 7 tonight if you're listening to this on Friday. If you missed it, don't worry. You can go back next Friday. 5 to 7, happy hour, and then the night continues. 7 to 12, DJ Nightlight. Make sure you check out their Facebook and Instagram posts to let you know. They'll let you know what the music of that night will be played by the DJ. But it was also just recently announced Wednesday, December 31st. It's not only trivia night starting at 7:30, but it's also New Year's Eve, Phil. I didn't know if you know that. But
I did.
2000s throwback all night long, starting at 7. I think I said 7:30. It's actually 7. Don't come at 7:30. You'll be missing half of it. Geeks Who Drink trivia, then 2000s music all night long for a throwback New Year's Eve. It's the party at Tap That Tap Room. Drink specials all night long. They're going to be handing out noisemakers to do the countdown. Dress to impress with your favorite Y2K apparel. Phil, Do you have a favorite Y2K apparel? Like, what were you wearing back then? I can't remember.
I was 9 years
That's
old.
fair.
Not sure what
You
I
got the
was
puka
wearing.
shells? I think that was a big thing, right? The puka
I feel like
shells.
at one point, because I spent so much, a lot of spring breaks, we would drive down to Myrtle Beach. I feel like I had a shell necklace at some point in my life. And
That's
looking
fair.
back at it, like, what the heck was I doing?
I think most people think and look back
That's
on
true.
those
That's
same
true.
kind of things. But it was a fun time. Fun times.
It was.
2000 musics. I think we said it in the last show. Late 90s,
We did.
early 2000s peak music time, and that's what they're going to be playing. So head down to Tap That Tap Room if you don't have any other New Year's Eve plans. And if you do, cancel them. Come down to Tap That Tap Room. Find out what else they got coming up. Check out their Facebook page and find out what's on tap and what's on deck. Check out tapthattaproom.com because they have something.
For everyone.
Phil, week 4 in the NLL sees 4 games. I don't know if they're doing this on
Does not
purpose.
feature
Week 2
the
had
Buffalo
2.
Bandits.
Week 4 has 4. But we'll go over the matchups real quick. 1-1 Vancouver heads to the 1-2 Oshawa Firewolves. We all pick Vancouver, and the people's pick 96%. Or I'm sorry, 93% was on Vancouver. I don't know if that's them saying they love Vancouver or they hate Oshawa. I could also be both.
It's
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was ever a not get right game for the Oshawa offense, this is it. Good luck
toast.
getting right against Vancouver. It's not going to happen. If it does, congratulations. But their offense is just struggling so much, and Christian Del Bianco and that Vancouver defense is not really what you want to see on your schedule right now if you're them. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty, I don't want to say easy, because Oshawa could turn it on, and Doug Jamieson could absolutely stand on his head and make it a very gross, low-scoring victory. It's possible, but it should be a Vancouver W.
Yeah, Oshawa's averaging 5 goals a game. Doug
Should have picked
Jamieson
them
in the
instead of
defense.
Philly.
Doug Jamieson in the defense has actually played really well.
I have.
Let me pull up their
Been
power
very
play
impressed by
numbers
them.
right now because I think it's absolutely atrocious what Oshawa has right now. Because I did all the numbers, because I keep all these numbers right on our spreadsheet so I can pull them up really easy like I'm doing right now, even though it doesn't sound like I'm
So
going very quick.
how's that going for you?
They're 1 for 15 on the power play. And don't forget, they've
good.
played 3 games. So that's a 3-game sample size. They're averaging 7% success rate on their power play right now. You can see that there's an issue. Peshko has had 0 points on that right side with Simmons and Kurtz. I'm not just blaming him, but you traded a decent pick for him and he's not producing. They drop Kyle Jackson because he wasn't producing. They call up a young guy in Corson Keeley. I don't know what it goes back to what we said last show and the show before that. Has this offense been figured out? And I think that's an easy yes right now. 15 goals on the season right now. Their last 2 games, they've combined for 7. Like, yeah, you faced Warren Hill. He had a career night. You got goalie. But what's your excuse for Brett Dobson? I know he's a really good goalie, but you only put 5 past him, and you were held scoreless for close to 67 minutes. This is bad. Like, they need to get right, and welcome to get right by Christian Del Bianco. It's good luck. We'll move on to the second game. 1-0 Philly Wings, baby, that are still averaging under 10 goals a game. Heading to the 1-0 Rochester Nighthawks. We're all on Rochester at 92%. Phil, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think Rochester proved just how good they are in their game opener, going all the way out west to San Diego, who had I think, surprise victory in their first game. And then Rochester came in and smoked them and looked really, really good. I think this is, I know we said we kind of went chalk with all of our picks. It's just last week there were a ton of upsets, so anything can happen, but this game is shaping up to be just a Rochester blowout in their home opener under new management, so that should be a lot of fun for them. New ownership gets to bring in Philly for what should be a good victory, I would assume, by Rochester. But Philly, I don't know. It's not a game to get your offense going, and I feel bad for Damoud, who's probably 70 shots maybe on net for this one by Rochester. It's not gonna be fun for him.
Yeah, Rochester put up 15 goals on 48 shots. It's a pretty good percentage shooting right there, and Zed had 0.
Yep.
Nick Damoud, I love you. I was calling for your offseason if Matt Vince did decide not to return. I'm never saying that word. Um, but man, Philly's I keep saying it. Philly had a very good win over Colorado. Yes, Colorado didn't have Andrew Q. I get that. But their defensive system or their style of their play or their talent back there is not sustainable. Like, there's going to be a game, and it could be this one, where their opponent puts up 16, 17, 18 goals. Like, you can't allow that many shots, regardless of where they are, to be put on your goalie. It's just not sustainable. You've been doing it since the Zach Higgins days, and I'm sure he's happy as hell to get out of there and sign a new deal with Ottawa. But good luck, Damewood. That's all I gotta say. If Philly puts up over 8 goals, I'll be shocked because Ralphie's playing unbelievable. As long as he's healthy, Rochester is a title-winning team. They terrify me, Phil. They are so good. We'll move on to the next one. 1-1 Georgia, 1-1 Saskatchewan. We're all on Saskatchewan. People's picks 81%. The first 3 matchups, pretty confident on what the picks are. But again, like you mentioned last week, was upset city. Phil, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I Georgia's back to who they were last year already. Even with the younger team, they're doing the same thing. Just kind of playing well, then playing bad, but winning. Oshawa, I think they just kind of got not lucky, but I don't know. It was
They got him at the right
easier.
time.
Yeah, they got Oshawa at a good time. They got beat pretty badly by Buffalo. So this one, I don't trust Georgia as a team still at all. I don't really have them very high this year. Saskatchewan just lost a very big game for them. They did not play very well, so I think this is going to be a huge bounce back for them. They're going to be looking for some revenge early in the season, and sadly, they are probably going to have to take it out on Georgia. But I think it'll be a good bounce back game for the Rush, and Georgia will kind of fall back to what I believe them to be.
Yeah, the Rush have yet to play a full 60-minute game. And I know yet it's only been 2 games, but it seems like the second half has not been their friend yet. They came out strong versus the who they played week 1, Phil. Why am I blanking on it?
Calgary.
Calgary, yes. They came out strong, and then Calgary came back and tied it late in the fourth. And same thing happened last week, except Ottawa got the best of them and pulled out strong in the second half. I'm going to be looking towards the Rush to see if they can put a full 60 minutes together, because if they can, they should beat Georgia pretty soundly. If they can't, Georgia's going to be able to hang around there. I have been pleasantly surprised with Georgia's defense so far. I know it's been Buffalo, and then it was struggling Oshawa, but their transition game is going to be really good. I think Michael Grace is going to be in Rookie of the Year contention. He's really, really good. I'm just going to be interested to see if the Rush can put a full 60 together. If they can, it should be Rush's game time over. This one should be the most competitive one, and based on the numbers, it shows 1-1 Ottawa versus the 0-1 Las Vegas Desert Dogs. Ottawa picked at 54%, so very close with people's picks. A lot of people were leaning Las Vegas, but didn't come through. Phil, what are your thoughts on this matchup? And I guess my more important question, more pressing issue is who starts in net for Vegas?
That was going to be my big question for this matchup. Is it Kells or Bouquet? And just in general, I highly doubt it'll be Caleb Kahn, but I guess it could be. It's a possibility. But it's going to be interesting where they want their franchise to go. I don't know if Bouquet can really be your future. And if he's not, like, yes, being competitive in games is great, and that's what you want to see. But if he's not your future goaltender, and Kells possibly could be, given his age and youth, and you think you can possibly build on Kells, do they just keep throwing him back out there until he really falls completely? Like, I know he had a bad game, and we'll see how they start the next one, but do you just keep putting him back out there until you're like, okay, he just simply doesn't have it, and they don't see him as the future? And then at that point, I don't know, do you go with the veteran Bouquet to see what you can kind of salvage as a season, or do you switch it over to Khan and to see what he can do at his ridiculously young career? But Vegas has a big goalie situation, which we knew headed into the season. Their offense looked okay against Vancouver and Del Bianco. I mean, that's a very, very tough ask for a younger. I know they just got some stars, but they were missing Fraser. Does he come back in this game, or is he out a little bit longer? So the Vegas offense looked okay in their first game. Their defense and goaltending definitely is a big question mark. And then for Ottawa, the big thing is, can they take advantage of that? I mean, they've had a couple up and down games themselves. I think they had a good one and a bad one. So, I mean, what does their team really look like? What does Jeff Teat? Does he start to get going at some point here? And Higgins, to me, obviously, I think Ottawa has a goalie of right now. So I think I'm leaning Ottawa just because I think they have an established goalie and a little bit better offense. But their offense has been a little bit hit or miss to start the season. So I think it's a good opportunity for Ottawa to kind of get some things figured out. But it could be a game that Vegas comes out, has a strong goaltending performance, gets their offense together, and is able to steal one.
Yeah, I think you got to go back to Landon Kells just for, to me, it was kind of very difficult to start Landon Kells or Alex Bouquet in that last one because Vancouver coming off a loss, getting kind of embarrassed to Colorado, you knew it was going to be a bloodbath. I mean, it was just going to happen, and Vegas doesn't have a goaltender. I think to me, you go to Landon Kells, but you have a super short leash because it seems like Kells knows all the pressure's on him because he has Caleb Kahn right behind him. Like, they're waiting for a reason to put Caleb Kahn and start the Kahn dynasty.
When Josh Allen was drafted, it was just that, just get him in the game.
If Kells can hold it down, I think you got to go back to Kells here. To me, that's the way to go. Because if you put Bouquet there, you can't go back to Kells. Like, that's the way it is, and then the Caleb Kahn. Kells has a higher ceiling. Bouquet, I think, is a steadier floor. If Kells can get to more consistent play, all we're really asking for is like an 11.5 to 12 goals against average. That's not hard to keep. Like, game in and game out, if you can hold your opponent to 11 or 12 goals for Vegas, I think Vegas has the offense that can win more games than they lose. I just don't know if Kells or Bouquet can do that. I think if Kells struggles in this one, this is kind of, to me, his last go. Because Ottawa has struggled to put the ball in the back of the net in years past. Yeah, they have Rob Hellier now. But if Vegas, if Kells struggles in this one, you got to just pull the ripcord and just go with Bouquet and see what he's got to start a game. Like, that, it's that simple. To me, if you want to preserve this season and try to cash in on all the money that you spent in free agency, you got to go with the guy who gives you the best chance. If it's not Kells, you got to go Bouquet. And if Bouquet can't do it, then you got to see what Kahn's got. Like, this is a season where Vegas has to make noise or Sean Williams might be on the line here. Like, it's that simple. But that's week 4. All 4 picks are the same across the board for us. So we're not expecting very many upsets, but who knows? We'll move on here. Now is the fun time. It's holiday season. I couldn't find my holiday hat, so my Santa hat, so I didn't dress accordingly. But we each decided to come up with 2 holiday-themed games. It can be anything. For me, I'm going to start mine first, Phil. I'm pushing you to second string here. Mine is, and the title should sound very familiar.
Oh, boy.
My game is Real Athlete or Holiday Character. I have 6 names for you, Phil, and your job is very simple. If this sounds like Real Bill, Fake Bill, Real Bandit, Fake Bandit, Real Athlete, Fake Athlete, or Average Joe, what was it? Athlete or Average Joe when we played with producer Pat? All you have to do, Phil, it's a very simple game. You tell me if this person that I name is a real athlete or a holiday character from a show/movie. Phil, are you ready? I got 6 names for you.
I don't know 90% of holiday character, like official name. I was thinking that you might do something with names, and I was trying to go back just to a couple mental movies and see if I actually knew the characters' names, and I did horrible. So this will be great.
I'm going to start with Arthur Claus. Oh, Phil's got a candy cane. Oh, original candy cane. Arthur Claus.
Never watched it, so Arthur Claus. I mean, there was the movie called Arthur something? Arthur Christmas? Something like that? I'm going to say character.
Phil is 1 for 1. You nailed the movie as well. Arthur Christmas. I didn't even know this was a movie.
I've never seen it, I don't think, but I know of it.
Well, congratulations. You're 1 for 1. This might be the first time you've ever started the game in the positive. Phil, are you ready for your second name?
Well, we're on a roll now, so here we go.
Everybody at home, if you want to play along, Play along. Let us know what your percentage was. The next name on real athlete, holiday character, John Garland.
I'm going to say athlete.
Phil is 2 for 2. Baseball player. I believe is most known for Chicago White Sox.
I don't know why that name sounds so familiar as an athlete. I don't think I know him, but
We did, if you remember from last year, I rank like my top 10 holiday themed players, and I don't think he made the list. He might have made honorable mention. All right. Next name.
2 for
Phil's
2.
2 for 2. If he gets this next one right, he can't go below 50%. I might have to crank this up a bit.
That's the dream.
Scott Frost.
Oof. That I don't know. I don't know. I know Frost is obviously a character. I don't know his name. I'm gonna go athlete.
Phil is 3 for 3. He was a former college player, and now I don't know if he still is, but he was the UCF coach for football.
No idea.
Yeah, neither did I. You're 3 for 3, Phil. You're 3.
Can't go under 50. That's all we look for in this game. If I can get over 50, I'm thrilled.
I am known to dominate in this game, and I am struggling.
You are.
Here we go.
You are.
Chris Kringle.
God. I am 99% sure Chris Kringle is a character, but I feel like you got some weird spelling or something to make it an athlete. I'm gonna go character because it like has to be.
He's 4 for 4, guys. I might. Oh, this is bad. Do you want to name the movie, or do you have not any clue?
Is it Santa Claus Coming to Town?
No, it's from Miracle on 34th Street. Another movie I have not seen.
I feel like I've seen it in the background. I feel like it's real boring. It's old.
Yeah.
Not that an old movie can't be good, but I feel like that one just is.
This is
boring
one of
to
the
me.
ones that can't be good, though.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. He's 4 for 4, guys. This has never happened. I'm embarrassed right now. Steve Christmas.
I'm gonna go athlete.
Oh my God. I didn't put this in the show, Doc. Right? This is my own personal one. Steve
I got
Christmas.
NLL stats up. I'm not even looking at the show.
He's a baseball player from the 80s. Oh man. He's 5 for 5. Now the question is, does he completely chase me out of the building here? Last name of real athlete, holiday character. Hopefully I'm stumping you people at home. Jack Frost. Yeah, that's right. A second Frost.
That's a character.
Oh my God. I thought I'd stump you. He's Jack Frost from Jack Frost. I thought I'd stump you there. Well, this is a fun game I created. Way to go, Phil. Good job. 6 for 6. Dang it. I'm so bad at this one.
Oh man.
I'm so angry. There are not very many moments on this show that I'm proud of. That there's been moments where I look like a complete idiot, which is most of the time, where I can't pronounce people's words like Jarmo Kakalainen. See, I can't even do it. There's moments on the show where I'm like happy of what we created with the BSC here. But my most proud moment was creating this game, not just this one, but like all the versions of it, because I dominated it and I just got dusted. Like it's over. Phil, what was your game that you created here?
PK might be retiring.
I'm quitting.
His
Like
game.
where do I hand in my 2-week notice? I'm not even gonna make it to episode 400.
This is it. This was his swan song.
Yeah,
this was
this is
the big
over.
moment.
I hate this.
Yeah, I hope all the listeners out there also realize that his favorite thing about this show is just embarrassing me and producer Pat as much as possible. But you got embarrassed this time, so that feels good. Feels good.
Should have brought a carton of eggs and threw one on my face.
I do usually get demolished in that game, but my game, it kind of went off of your interview game a little bit, and I didn't really know what kind of game I wanted to make, but your interview...
Good plug, yep.
With Mecky Jenner, you did a little holiday question at the end, and it made me think of this game. So I'm going to go with a holiday character battle royale. We'll say to a knockout to be nice. No one's dying. We'll keep it PG for this royale. It's a friendly.
We're in a
knockout.
boxing ring.
Yeah, you just get knocked out. You're okay. But yeah, because of that last game, I feel like we'll just go 1-1, 1-1.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
We're only doing 3 to keep it
Yep.
quick and easy, but because I went 6 for 6, I'll let you have the first overall pick.
That's good because I have a number 1 that I really want.
Okay.
And
his spirits are lifted right back up.
no, I don't even care about anything anymore. My life is over. Scott Kelvin. And if you don't know that name, I did have him
He's a character.
I did have him in Real Athlete Holiday, but I was like, oh, his name is not really anything there besides SC. He's in the Santa Claus. I want him because, one, you can't catch him because his bag will float away on you, so I can just float away. And two, he's got the Santa bag, because you said everything that this character has comes with him. Yeah. So I want the Santa bag because anything could be in there. If I need like a boxing glove, it's in there. If I need a cane, it's in there. Anything I could possibly want is in Santa's bag. Give me Scott Kelvin as the Santa Claus.
Oof. All right. I was trying to think of more magical ways to create my team, because I feel like magic is the way to go for the season. I have a 1 overall, but I feel like now I need to combat what you just did. So my first one is going to be the Heat Miser, mainly because he throws fireballs. So just gotta hit you with the fireball. Hopefully it gets you enough, or incinerate your magical bag before you get out the fire extinguisher. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going Heat Miser for my first pick.
Okay. He wasn't on my list. I like it.
Fireballs seem like a great asset.
It's a good asset. I made a list of 6, 7. Okay, that wasn't supposed to be the joke, but there it is. I hate people that do that. I'll put side tangent here. I watched I'm not even gonna go there. I'll go there afterwards because it might be one of my picks on here. So I'm not a big holiday movie person. Like I don't really steer my eyeballs towards those kind of things, but every movie on my list here, or every character on my list from these movies, I've seen the movie. It comes down to, I'm probably already going to win because I got Scott Kelvin, the Santa Claus. It's probably already going to come down to that. So now how can I have fun with this? And I'm going to pick, because he comes with all of the accoutrement that comes with him.
Wow, look at you.
I want Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation because I want the RV, I want the poop mobile, and I'm going to have an RV driving around with Cousin Eddie in the front seat. He can try to distract you from Scott Kelvin pulling things out of his giant Santa Claus sack.
Okay, so PK, yeah, you don't have a sleigh, but you got an RV.
I got an RV. I don't have a sleigh, but I got an RV. Well, technically, I have a sleigh, too, because that's also Scott Kelvin's accessories. But I'll leave the sleigh at home, and I just got the RV, the poop mobile.
Okay. All right, so my number 1's still there. And I watched some of the movie today while I was wrapping gifts. And I didn't get through all of it because it was too distracting. I was too distracted, but I'm going to go with Krampus from the horror movie Krampus.
Check out Hypothetical History.
Yeah, he's horrifying. He's got, I believe, like a big club that comes with him. But in the movie, he was literally like jumping on rooftops from house to house. He's big, he's fast, he's all over the place. He might be able to just crush the RV with one big jump. I don't know. But he's pretty scary. So I'm going Krampus and Heat Miser to start it off.
I like it. Another one that didn't make my list. We have very different lists.
Very different lists.
So to round out my team here, and I have another one that would just...
Yeah, we'll go through honorable mentions.
Yeah, it would just destroy everything. And I don't really want to. I'll just go with my top 3 here because I get all 3 that I want. Kevin McAllister, he can literally just make any kind of trap and just trap you.
You got MacGyver, but the holiday version?
I got MacGyver, but he's like an 8-year-old. So I'm going to go Kevin McAllister as my final pick here. And my honorable mentions might be better than the 3 I picked.
Yeah, my honorable mentions get weird, but they're a good time. So my third one, I was thinking Snow Miser, but I feel like he just has snowballs. So I'm going to go a little bit different, a little bit more magical. The Winter Warlock from Santa Claus Come to Town. He's got blizzards that he can create, but also he has a lot of magical powers as a warlock. He is literally a magician. and he displays some pretty good powers. And he starts off real evil and upsetting, and then Santa melts his heart into a nice guy. So I mean, he can turn it on if he needs to in a battle royale.
I like it. We went very different directions. Very different.
We did.
One of my honorable mentions is clear and obvious. It was the Grinch. I just figured that he can steal
Which Grinch?
the Jim Carrey version.
I also wrote the Jim Carrey Grinch as well.
Yeah, he can pretty much steal
Seems
anything.
like the most evil of all the Grinches.
I agree. From the Muppets Christmas Carol, because I had that on going to bed because Brooke had never seen it. I was like, how have you never seen this? And she goes, this is going to give me nightmares. I had Scrooge because he's got a cane. I was figuring.
And a lot of money. Scrooge
can pay you
he
off.
can buy you a lot of things.
He can pay you off. Just like, don't kill me. Here you go. Another one I had was, this is the one that I thought I was going to take after Cousin Eddie. From the movie Jack Frost, the snowplow driver.
Wow.
Yeah. Or no, that's from Snow Day. Sorry, Snow Day.
Oh, wow. Really throwing it back.
Yeah, Snow Day, the snowplow driver, because I would get the snowplow.
You just want vehicles.
Yeah. I could float away with Scott Cohen and just drive you over with my machines.
Would be hard to stop. My other ones, I got the Santa from Invader Zim, because that's one of my favorite holiday specials.
Never
really
seen it.
liked Invader Zim when I was growing up. Super weird show, but it's fantastic. This one was just kind of weird, but in Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he is Turbo Man, I believe he has a jetpack at one point in the game, so he's flying around with a jetpack. I said game. In the movie, I think he has a jetpack. I watched that like a few times when I was a kid. I don't know why. I feel like it's not a good movie, but it's all right. And then the other one, a little more adult, but Terrifier 3 was very Christmas and Santa Claus themed. So I almost chose him, but he seemed a little too maniacal and evil for to be chosen.
The only other one that I had on my list, but I refused to pick it, and I was going to bash you if you did, John McCain, because Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I will die on this hill.
Oh, boy.
The reason, and I
boy.
heard this the other day, and this is the best reason why it's not a Christmas movie. That movie could take place any other day of the year, and it would make sense. Any Christmas movie that takes place any other day of the year would not make sense. Like,
That's a fair
Scott Kelvin delivering packages on March 9th wouldn't make sense. That's the reason why Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, because it can take place any other day of the year and it would make sense. Want to know who I learned that from? Grown up Kevin McAllister, the king of Christmas, came up with that logic. I would give him all the credit. Thank you, because that is the best logic I've ever heard.
I do like it quite a bit. I know people have always questioned if Nightmare Before Christmas is Halloween or Christmas, but by your logic, it needs both.
Yeah,
it needs
there you
both.
go.
So I think it counts as both. And I'm going to follow your logic, and I like it. And that's all we got for this show.
Yeah, that wraps up this episode. It was a bit more
Holiday fun.
because holiday theme. Phil's got his Christmas tree up because of the bye week for the Buffalo Bandits. So we'll make some type of graphic, put it out there, discussing.
We're excited for them to play multiple games in a row. I'll say that.
Me too. I can't wait. No more buys for a while, guys. I don't know if these are better or worse than the 2 games in one weekend that we have to power through, but it can't be worse than this. I hate bye weeks. So we went over the Bills versus Browns. We went over Jarmo Kepkalainen's, I'm hoping I'm getting it right, press conference. And week 4 in the NLL, plus 2 fun games. We'll make some type of graphic. People can vote on who they think is going to win the Battle Royale between your team and my team. Next episode, we got Bills versus Browns to go over, 2 Sabres games to go over. We'll go through week 4 in the NLL, and then we will draft the second team all Bandits between Phil and I. Phil, I have the first overall pick because we're just going back and forth. So we'll see who makes it to the second team and how many people bash us for our picks there. But this will wrap up this episode. So thank you all for listening to another episode of the Buffalo Sports Collective. Thank you to Tap That Tap Room for sponsoring this episode and this podcast. Why is the music not playing? That's because I didn't hit the play button. Here we go.
Tough episode.
Tough episode. Follow our channel wherever you... I'm sorry. Jesus. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. There we go. And on X and Blue Sky at Buffalo Sports Co. Visit our website at buffalosportscollective.com. Follow our channel wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure you leave us a review on Apple and Spotify. Let us know who won the draft battle royale. Until next time, bye-bye.